Greetings and salutations. This is the voice of Loquacious of Herd, bringing you his afterthoughts on Rainbow Dash Presents The Star in Yellow. I heartily suggest you find and watch the official release of Rainbow Dash Presents The Star in Yellow itself, sans commentary, before proceeding with either this afterthoughts review or viewing my full blind reaction, which is hosted at the link in the description. Be warned, this afterthoughts review will contain spoilers for the story. With that out of the way, on to the review. This episode of Rainbow Dash Presents had a somewhat different feel from the others. Whereas the usual formula for Rainbow Dash Presents is to take a notorious fan work and liven it up with both some transformative humor and the interjection of the mentally advanced series personalities of the pony characters, this story largely eschewed adding humor and focused on refining some of the more Chamberian aspects of the original story, a task which perfectly suited the dark and warped mentally advanced interpretation of the ponies. It did this very well, and I found it quite enjoyable. Perhaps more enjoyable because I was already familiar with part of the Star in Yellow source material, the pre-Lovecraftian series of short stories titled The King in Yellow by Robert Chambers. The character of Yellow Star was written to perfection as a small piece of Celestia's essence, trapped in children's storybook form, only able to truly live in the minds of those who are reading the story, and desperate to escape the confines of the pages to emerge into the real world of Equestria. It seems there is little real childlike innocence in this Yellow Star, and likewise little mercy. Also, the implied tale of horror and abuse that underlies Yellow Star's fanciful autobiography, most of which is disassociated onto her sister Silver Crescent, also known as Luna, fits very well with the mentally advanced concept of Tyrant Celestia. Indeed, what makes the horror work so well in this story are the disturbing implications of the titular character's seeming nature and agenda. As a creature of thought and memory, and as a bit of Celestia's childhood, Yellow Star seeks to live. But, as a creature of thought and memory, as a sentient meme, she can only truly exist when she is present in the mind of some pony else. Once there, she can begin to establish her influence over them, warping their perceptions and drives, causing them to read more of her story. The more they read, the more power she gains, the more real she becomes, and the more influence she has to continue this cycle. Yellow Star is part mental parasite and part disease, the end life cycle of which seems to be designed to break free of a strictly literary existence to gain physical independence and the ability to act in the world of things rather than just in the world of ideas. The unknowns in this scenario all have disturbing possibilities. What is Yellow Star's agenda should she succeed? Given Tyrant Celestia's parody canon within the mentally advanced series, I doubt her resulting interactions with her author would be anything good, whether they battle for supremacy or they ally to jointly wield their respective powers. And what of the host mind which serves as the gateway to her reality? Is it merely Twilight's magic that would be taken and used in a drawn-out spell in some form of completing the story, which provides the body for the emergent star? Or would the completion of the story overwrite Twilight's own mind with that of Yellow Star, bringing Yellow Star into reality through a form of complete possession and domination? I'm inclined to suspect this latter option because it has further disturbing implications, for if one reader can be host to the mind of Yellow Star, so much so that it overtakes their own existence, why not two readers? 3, dozens, hundreds, thousands. Why not all of the ponies as Yellow Star? In the end, Yellow Star shows mercy. Having lost her bet against the fire, it seems she could have continued existing in a shadowy half-life within her current host mind, but having failed to fully breach the barrier between fiction and reality, she chose to release her hold, freeing Twilight's own mind. This act complicates her character from potentially selfishly malevolent to something more unknown and unknowable, much like the adult Tyrant Celestia herself. And, most deliciously, all of this is subtext in a tale where subtext is everything, as Celestia's discussion with Twilight at the end serves to highlight. Their talk is so wonderfully meta, and applicable across such a wide range of story works, from canon literature and shows to the fan works they inspire. As an adaptation of Blue Shift's tale, Rainbow Dash Presents The Star in Yellow felt less like a comic homage or a good-natured send-up of the source material, and more like a refining of it, focusing down on certain key themes and elements from the darker and more psychological horror portions of the original tale. The Dawnsomewhere team pulled this off wonderfully. Kudos to them. I would happily support more serious-feeling stories of this kind, as well as more of the off-the-rails humor of their previous offerings. If you wish to see my full reaction to Rainbow Dash Presents The Star in Yellow, the link, as I mentioned earlier, is in the description. Feel free to leave any comments or likes for that reaction here on this Afterthoughts review. And until next time, as always, kindly remember, y'all are awesome. Stay awesome. Along the shore the cloud waves break, the twin suns sink beneath the lake, the shadows lengthen in Carcosa. Strange is the night where black stars rise, and strange moons circle through the skies, but stranger still is lost Carcosa. Songs that the Hyades shall sing, where flap the tatters of the king, must die unheard in dim Carcosa. Song of my soul, my voice is dead. Die thou unsung, as tears unshed shall dry and die in lost Carcosa.